The environmental pollution, which is being faced by the world at present. Being the second largest populated country in the world, India should overcome this problem as soon as possible so that the coming generations should not fall prey to the most of the disease caused by air pollution and shall not be remain as living dead. The biggest reason for the pollution, utilization of petroleum products like petrol, diesel, kerosene, which are being used without control. We cannot control the use of these things in transport field, that the transportation utilized for the goods among the cities of the country and transportation of passengers are bigger lorries and luxury coach buses are resulting the most of environmental pollution at large. All these petroleum products are being imported from the foreign countries and therefore we must know the fact how much we are indulging the foreign imported goods. This means the revenue which comes in form of taxes and others which has to go into the exchequer of India is being added to the revenue of foreign countries which are exporting the raw petrol materials to India, and at the same time we are importing the factors of increased environmental pollution like petroleum products into our country. It is the curse for our future generation made of our earlier rulers happen to make us addict to the utilization of petrol products. We must come out of this for at least now by finding the alternative measures for the transportation. Otherwise, there should be done most injustice to our future generations. We must cut rid of the utilization of petrol products at least for 70%. The alternative transportation system like high-speed railway lines must be established in the country. For realization of this must be utilized the services of the intellectuals and experts in the diverse fields and university students in different places for conducting countrywide survey. By best use of satellite system and helicopters should be used for completion of this survey so that be completed within 6 months. With best knowledge of modern technology, railway tracks should be laid and which are to be built perfectly so that it must be convenient for traveling at the speed of 1000 km per hour. Because of that, we should not forget the fastest bullet train is being run successfully at the speed of 784 km per hour. And at present, even if run a train at the speed between 350 to 450, we must keep the future in mind. That's why must be constructed perfectly. For this, at first amidst the country, that is from Jammu Tawi to Madurai, a high-speed railway track with at least 10 lines should be started construction. And after that, a main track which goes from Delhi to lead to important cities like Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Hyderabad. A 6 lines of high-speed railway tracks must be established. Out of these 6 tracks, 3 pairs of tracks should be allotted for transportation of goods, 1 pair of lines up and down used as high-speed track for towns, the second pair of track allotted to be used for covering small cities, and third pair of track covers villages, towns and cities should be decided. The remaining 4 tracks, that is 2 pairs of lines, should be utilized for transportation of passengers. Out of these, 1 pair of lines up and down should be used as high-speed track between towns and the other pair of lines used as transportation of passengers to reach their destination, a railway covering villages and towns. There should be followed needful gap between the tracks, and as being 10 tracks should be laid in the area of 1 kilometer. Precaution must be taken so that the track must be straight, even if any biggest projects like Nagarjuna Sagar and or monuments like Taj Mahal and ancient constructions come under this proposed laying of these high-speed tracks should not be turned. It must be proposed well before that there should be established computerized signal throughout the tracks. There should be established at the time of construction electric lines, optic fiber cable, water pipelines, oil lines, drainage lines, solar power plates, solar fencing on either ends of this high-speed railway track. On this track, there can be transported tons of heavy-weight goods and passengers in trains. By to and fro of trains, there can possibility to produce electricity. By completing this kind of technology must be tested as fast as possible and put implementation there can achieve so many miracles. An experiment for the production of electricity through the railway lines is being made at very fast. At the time of construction, that there should be established at bottom of track throughout the lines some instruments which can produce electricity out of pressure and connect its wires to the grid. Although this is an expensive process, should be taken further step taking into consideration for the electricity needs of country at present. The technology in which that there is most opportunity for production of pollution free and large amount of electricity must be developed and utilized. that there should be laid roads with 100 feet on both sides of the track, and for every 50 kilometers a pre-planned pillar should be raised so that there can be constructed a flyover bridge over the track. In the same level, station should be constructed. For the security necessity's sake, a CC camera system must be established, and for the electricity needs of the station, solar system should be established for utilization. As there are many platforms, a foot-over bridge comprising steps on one side and a slope on the other side must be constructed. At this stage, construction of a high-speed railway is undertaken. Government has to come to understanding in before about there can be hike in the prices of lands on the both sides of these railway lines, and by doing so recognizing the increase in the possibilities in the real estate sector and take suitable measures so that there could not be encroachments of those lands and find revenue sources to the state and central governments. Out this and implement the schemes in order to develop the common amenities to the public of the local areas. Overall, giving the importance for environmental safety, corporate agri-parks, transport hubs on the both sides of the tracks should be taken suitable measures to protect sustainability of the environment and work for the development of new towns, cities and greater cities to be constructed. That there are bunch of reasons the project to be proposed in this way. The British rulers who have ruled India have done one greatest favor in only the railway construction of our country. For the facility of transportation of the natural resources as whole and sole basis and transport to the shipyards have developed railway lines extensively, and also for the facility of transportation of their troops from one place to another place. But after that only the railway system has become as biggest transportation in our country. A diesel engine and an electrical engines are replaced in the place of coal engine now, and the meter has become broad gauge and electric lines. But still we are utilizing the same lines. By comparing to this, there are 10% of increase of new lines after we got our independence is the surprising truth. If considered more deeper, the British on those days for the facility of exploitation from all the regions in our country like Bombay, Calcutta, Madras and other main town of the country made convenient with laying of railways, and the ancient capital Delhi for purpose of administration and to send troops to different places, railway lines are developed. Because of all these reasons only the above mentioned are developed now. Later, some of cities are competing with these cities in development. We accept for this the common amenities and railway lines are basic factors. By providing common amenities like transportation facilities, then only industries can be developed. And by this there could be opportunity of jobs and employments. Overall, the new cities go towards development. For this, main way is safe, cheap, fast transport system. In our country since 1994, bullet train, high-speed train proposals are made. From then onwards till day it is being thought to run high-speed rails between some of the highly populated towns. Until today only the developed cities that there are proposals for the use of forward classes. Some trials are made for laying of new lines here and here like cut pieces. These kind of trials do not be helpful to the development stability of country but also must increase the disparities between the rich and the poor classes, towns and villages. Because of insufficient lines, not only the country's revenue should be wasted, only for the benefit of mere 20% of rich classes are keeping in view and investing in that way to gain income, and what about the transportation of remaining 80% of common public shall not be done. If the public transportation is constructed for one or two high-speed railway lines, nearly 80% of transportation of goods through roadways only. But against to this, the transportation must be made with high-speed railway from the remote villages to big towns. Only the large number of railway tracks are needed for this. With this, that there are multi-level benefits for our country, most importantly that the world is worried about the global warming and climate changes like natural calamities shall be removed by doing this. The second biggest country of the world considering the population, India should have to stand to guide for other countries. But for this, that there can arise an agitation that the transportation in the country, lorry, bus sectors and its affiliated automobiles, tires industries should face losses. But for the fact that there is no chance to be disturbed these fields, but it may decrease gradually later on. For example, the lorries which transporting the goods from far away cities like Bangalore to Assam, traveling thousands of kilometers, but now the transportation should be from the nearest railway transport hub to nearer cities, some 100 or 200 kilometers towns and villages. And in the same way, buses also have to transport the passengers to the nearest stations many times. Mostly constricted to big cities, bus services must be spread to all towns and villages. Gradually need for these will be decreasing and the different product fields should be diverted, shall be stored. All this process shall be benefited gradually, but there should be any danger out of this with immediate effect. These large construction programs like this, which can be prosperous future of the country, in whatever conditions should not be entrusted to the private contractors in order to shed off its responsibility. The needful science and technology and expertise from foreign countries should be offered these jobs with good attractive salaries. When the British has constructed railways all over the country, they have appointed nearly 10% of engineers and authorities only for the supervision, and the most are from India were appointed, giving training in high-speed rail technology and made expert in different sector in order to benefit out of it. We should also give fullest level training to our people in this concern now. First of all, we should offer jobs to foreign experts, and later we will get trained our people, giving them training in different sectors of high-speed train technology and manufacture. The needful goods, boxes, less weight goods, air-conditioned passenger coaches, luxury passenger coaches are to be made shall improve our capacities. From the daily labor up to the great intellectuals shall also get job opportunities in this program. The boundaries between towns and villages shall be vanished, and there can be developed a chance of speed transportation. To establish this kind of biggest high-speed railway system needs some lakhs of crore rupees. Indian Railways can get some part of investment funds from foreign countries showing its present capacity. The long-term bonds for some extent giving priority shall be sold out, which can also be some part of investment for this. The big industries, organizations and by the agreements to be made for the utilization of these high-speed railway lines also can collect some of the investment for this program. A project with many benefits like this divided into project zones and work also divided into and should be completed on the basis of war. The states are made partners under these zones. The funds from foreign countries can be achieved with their guarantees. Under the supervision of the military throughout country who have made camps in the main cities of the country, the high-speed rail track construction shall be done. All the military cantonment areas are merged into the cities. All these commercial needs shall be utilized. This means that there should be a large income can collected from sale of lands in auction. Through this high-speed railway system, goods transportation, passenger transportation is done. There can decrease in the effect of pollution out of use of motors on the roads. This project can be finished within 10 years of period, and we should show the world that there is nothing is not to be done if we try with moral. The metro rail system which is running in the main cities, that the 5 to 10 lakh of population is spread in all these cities, but not like the metro railway project are entrusted to the big contract organizations. The government then only forget it. For the alternative ways to these various road transport corporation organizations should be developed. At present, all the road transport organization, railway road transport organizations must be changed. The present cities under the limits of main cities which away some hundreds of kilometers, that their buses running one bus in every hour to cities and villages. In this way, the metro lines, monorails arrangement should be done under the direction of central and state government's permission should be encouraged. The present situations of all the organizations as per the value of their assets that can be allowed a chance of construction to be done with help of foreign loans and central government contribution. The individual cars, two-wheelers are causing so much of traffic troubles, and the fuels used for these vehicles is being imported from foreign countries with foreign exchange money. The urban lifestyle which competing with movement of time, nobody has such kind of patience and time to use bicycles instead of these vehicles, and we want to travel in buses, that there is increasing problems of pollution and traffic jams are threatening us. Under these conditions, the public transport vehicles are kept aside and being attracted to the luxurious metro rail and monorail services. At present, the RTC organization which is running now, City Suburban Metro, non-stop bus services, should hand over to the metro rail, monorail construction and maintenance to be empowered. The areas with less movement of the public at night times through these metro rail, monorail services should be arranged with a medium quality transportation. For the needed coaches, exports, import facilities must be arranged. By the establishment of this, the present bus services wherever the remote rural area villages should get an opportunity. By this, there can be possible a pollution-free transportation facilities in the main roads will come available, and imports of petroleum products and can be saved the foreign exchange money. In the same time limit, the seaport transportation must be encouraged, that there is sea in 3 sides of India where is a chance of seaway transportations must be utilized. In Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, West Bengal, in which that there are seaports must be constructed, even though it is not a speedy transportation of goods, but there is most chance to transport goods in large amounts through way with imports and exports. The seaports are so much useful. The overall transportation should be turned from roadway to high-speed railway tracks and seaway transportations. To establish the power of India be at first place, the leaders with perfect expertise who should implement are needed for working with strong concept for the welfare of people, executing the adventurous decisions to be accomplished.
रेलवे सिर्फ यातायात का साधन नहीं है, रेलवे भारत की विकास यात्रा का ग्रोथ इंजन है। कि देश के विकास में रेलवे एक अहम भूमिका निभाता है। आजादी के बाद अगर रेलवे पर हमने बल दिया होता तो आज विकास की नई ऊंचाइयों को पाने में रेलवे सहायक होता। देर आए दुरुस्त आए, हमने 2014 से विकास की इस गति को, विकास की इस ऊंचाई को आरंभ किया है कि हम रेल को कहां ले जाना चाहते हैं, साथ साथ रेल के माध्यम से हम देश को कहां ले जाना चाहते हैं। न सिर्फ रेल को कहां पहुंचाना ये हमारा मकसद नहीं है, रेल के माध्यम से देश को किस ऊंचाइयों पर पहुंचाना ये भी हमारा मकसद है और ये सरकार का ये सपना पूरा होगा।